welcome back to my channel. It's Marissa Explains It All. It is berry season, and whether or not you're picking them fresh from the vine, from the field, or from the store, there's nothing better than a fresh strawberry. But there's nothing I hate worse than having those berries mold in like 3 days. So I went to the internet to find out what the best method was, since my family goes every year to go strawberry picking from the field, and I wanted to figure out the best way to preserve them. Well, the internet is very divided on the best way to do it. Some people swear by vinegar soak, some people do salt water, some people do baking soda, some people just rinse with water, which is what I typically do. So I am going to figure out, everybody says their way is the best, I'm going to put it to the test. So I took 2 strawberries for each category and did a little experiment to see how long they would last. So I took 2 strawberries and just left them plain and did not wash them at all, left them dry. And so those are the people that don't wash their berries until they're just ready to eat them. And then I took 2 and washed them with just plain water, which is what I typically used to do. And then I took 2 and did a baking soda rinse, and then 2 with a saltwater rinse, and then 2 with a vinegar rinse and soak. So those are kind of the most popular methods. So which one do you think did the best? Let's find out. Stay tuned and I'll be right back. So these are the berries from the field. Look how beautiful, how delicious they look. I'm so happy. So I pulled out a sample for each of my test subjects. I got 2 berries from each category that I'm testing here. And so I didn't do anything to them. I wanted you to see how we prepped those. And so first, into my container, I am just putting 2 strawberries that were just completely dry, unwashed. In fact, there's like a piece of straw from the field still on one. So you can kind of see that's there. And I've marked them with the date that I picked them and the method that I used to process each one. And so that is going to be my dry berry category. And then the next one is just washed with plain water. So I'm giving those a nice little rinse and then just drying them off nice with a paper towel without smushing them, trying to be kind of gentle, but patting them dry to get the water off, and then sticking them in my paper towel lined Tupperware. Next, for the vinegar wash, we are going to add 1/4 cup of white vinegar. I think you can use other types of vinegar if you have them, but that's what I have. And mixing that with 3/4 of a cup of plain water. You can experiment with using filtered water, but I'm using tap water here. And mix that together and go ahead and drop your berries in. I'm dropping these in for about 5 or 10 minutes. Went ahead and let those soak and rinse those off real quick, and just did the same thing where I am patting dry gently with a clean paper towel. Next up, we are doing the baking soda rinse, and so I'm using 2 teaspoons of baking soda and mixing that with 2 cups of, again, just tap water. And drop your berries in and let that sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once that's done, I was just testing to see what the water looked like. Sometimes people report finding bugs and other things in their water, but my water looked pretty clear after the rinse. So I went ahead and rinsed those again and dried them off. Next, we're doing the salt water rinse, which is 1 teaspoon of salt to 1 cup of water. So again, just mix those up in a clean bowl, get them all rinsed, and drop your berries in for about 5 to 10 minutes. Let them swirl around in the water and get all clean. After that's done, again, I didn't see anything crazy in the water, but I guess there are only 2 berries, so who knows? Maybe it takes more berries to get something crazy in your water. Went ahead and rinsed those and again, patted dry. So here we are going ahead and processing these up into the Tupperware, making sure they're all labeled, super dry, super clean, everything is ready in the fridge. Now we're on to day 1, and these, I don't know why I thought there was going to be like some drastic result after 1 day of being in the refrigerator, but they look the same. Everything looks great. They look firm and juicy and perfect. So I continued to check them every day, and really for the first few days, there was no change. Everything really looked the same. My camera does not want to focus here, but you can see the hay is still on that one piece there each day, but they looked really juicy and perfect. I did check each one carefully, but I didn't show each berry early on here in the first few days because there really was no change. Everything looked good, and after about 5 or 6 days, I kind of started seeing some softer spots or some darkening of spots. Here we are in day 9. and starting to notice a little bit, of softness or shadows on some of the berries. But honestly, by day 9, the berries I get from the supermarket that I just keep in the container it comes in with holes exposed to the air, they have already gone bad. So this has already made it past some of the things that I get from the grocery store. And then heading into day 12, I just gave it a few more days. Again, looking okay. Got some softer spots here, some that I would probably still eat this. I don't think that it would be something I would throw out, but it's starting to get a little bit more aged, and you can see some definitely some softer spots here. I think this one might be the first to go, and so it's looking a little bit drier in some areas and rotten in some areas, or just a little bit more. This one's okay, soft but not terrible. And this is our baking soda, looking okay. It's got some drier spots to it, but not bad. This one looks perfect still. Nothing really, just a little darkening of that area, but it didn't feel soft. And then this was our salt water, not bad. Looking okay, just a little bit more dry. And on to day 14, our dry berries, still looking okay. I would still eat that. Maybe just cut off the top. This one is our rinsed with water, doing less good. I think this one is just about at its limit. I don't think I would probably eat the top of that. I would probably eat just the bottom at this point. And then this is of course, our vinegar rinse, and it's looking okay-ish. It's soft. It's, soft on top, and then the tops fell off during the vinegar rinse. So this is our baking soda, looking okay still, not too bad. A couple little spots that are looking dehydrated or softer. And then this is the salt water, not bad, just a little bit dry and some soft spots. And then we are into day 14. Much the same, just a little bit more of the softer areas on the dry berry. Not bad. This one is the end of our friend who has just been rinsed in water. This is definitely rotten, and there is white mold growing on it. And so surely that one is gone. This one's soft. It's kind of going. It's mushy on top, but it's still edible. And same with the second one. It's okay, not bad. This is our baking soda, and it is not too bad. This one's a rotten spot, so I did kick this one out of the trial. This one is gone. And then for our salt water, this one is almost gone. It's kind of pretty dry in some spots, but it's still edible. And then on to day 21, which is like a miracle we've even made it this far. We have the dry berry. I would still eat the bottom of it, just a couple of those soft spots, not terrible. And then testing our rinsed with water, that looks okay, not too bad. And then testing our vinegar one, that one has some rotten spots in it now. And so I think this is where I called that one and put that in the trash. This is the baking soda, and this is looking okay. And then our salt water is pretty dry and gnarly looking, but technically still edible. I'd eat the bottom of that. It's not terrible. I would still eat that one as well. And then we get to day 24. Can't believe we made this far. Dry berries still kind of hanging in there. I would still eat the bottom. I think I kicked this one out here. I threw this one away because it's finally got that rotten spot on top. And this one is our washed with water. It's looking okay. It's just got a couple of rotten spots in there. I probably would call this one as well. So I think I did. And then this is the one definitely out. This is just super mushy. My finger went almost through it. So that one's kind of rotten as well. That's our vinegar rinse. So that is eliminated. That leaves us with baking soda and salt. And so the baking soda one really looks great. I mean, look at this thing. It doesn't really have anything other than just a little shading, but it doesn't feel soft or mushy or rotten. The saltwater ones are still looking really gnarly. I might not eat this one. This was I was like, do I want to kick this out or not? I think I probably would not eat that. The second one looked okay-ish, but I think we had a clear winner. So my verdict is that if you wanted to put low effort in, you can just leave the berries alone until you're ready to eat them, at which point you could wash them. And otherwise, if you wanted to put the effort in up front, you could wash them with a baking soda water rinse. And I think the real key is to make sure that they are completely dry and sealed in a glass container or something that has a lid that you can seal with a paper towel to absorb any moisture. and just keeping them really dry is the key, and not storing them in the strawberry plastic container they come in the store that exposes them to the air. So that is everything. Were you surprised at the result? How do you typically wash your berries? Drop your comment below and let me know if this changed your mind or if you're going to continue doing what you've always done if it works for you. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you, and I'll see you next time for the next DIY. Bye guys.